Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? Today's video, Bethesda have given us a lot more detail on the new public team system that is coming with update 20 in the next couple of weeks. And to be fair, looking at this, it looks like they've had a pretty good crack at it. They've covered most of the bases. There's some cool stuff in here. So, not too much further ado, let's jump in and take a look, shall we? So then... Fallout 76 Inside the Vault, Public Teams Overview and Fasnacht Stats to wrap this out with. So, nice little shot foundation here, pretty cool. I think we've seen it before, possibly back before Wastelanders came out, but very, very cool nonetheless. So, yay. Hey there, Vault Dwellers. We have some exciting updates to share with you this week, including the addition of multi-factor authentication to Fallout 76. About time. And public teams are also set to arrive in our next major patch, and they're going to make it easier than ever for teams to form and get in-game bonuses playing together. Finally, we're going to take a look back at the Fasnacht Day seasonal event with some sweet new stats, even. So, lots to have a look at. So, first things first, multi-factor authentication at long last. It's very late, but better late than never. So, your account security is something we take very seriously, and we're pleased to announce that multi-factor authentication, MFA, is now available for Fallout 76. Visit our customer support site for instructions that you can use to safeguard your Bethesda.net account by enabling MFA, and ensure that the only person logging into your account is you. If you encounter any issues after setting up the authentication, please head here for troubleshooting tips and assistance. So, links in the blog post, link to the blog post down in the description as per usual. But having had a quick look at this, it takes you over to the customer support site, and the general gist of it is you go to Bethesda.net, log into your profile by clicking on your name in the top right corner and enable multi-factor authentication there. It links to a number of well-known apps for multi-factor authentication, so you can connect it to your smartphone, scan a QR code, and pretty much ready to roll. It takes you right through it, so it's all there. But yeah, long overdue. Given that, well, I'm thinking Star Wars The Old Republic, for example, which came out in, 2011, 2012, something like that. That had multi-factor authentication on launch. This is a little late, but better late than never, as I say. So definitely good to have that. I shall be setting that one up myself. So a little extra security for your account never goes amiss. So, conquer the wasteland with public teams. This is the big news for this week. Presumably they'll be sharing all the details on the new season system next week. So I think we can therefore conclude that it will be a week on Tuesday that their patch will be dropping, the last Tuesday of June, right at the end of the month. But let's have a look at this. Over time, we've received lots of requests from the Fallout 76 community for quality of life improvements when it comes to finding other players and forming teams. With Update 20, we're excited to introduce you to public teams, which will make grouping up with your friends and other players easier and more beneficial than ever. So, worth mentioning at this point, the existing team system, wherein you can go into your social menu, find friends on your friends list, and come into teams that way, is basically the same as it ever was. It's got a little bit of additional functionality now that we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, that's still there if you want to go down that road, but it just gives you the option to group up with random players if you want to. And the usual controls are of course in place in case you get any troublemakers making an appearance. But yeah, as I said before, it looks like they've covered most of the bases here pretty well, which is cool. So, team up with ease. Once Update 20 arrives, all you need to get started with public teams is to open the social menu. Makes sense to me. We've added a new Public Teams tab at the top that you can select to browse all of the public teams available in your current world. While you're pursuing the list, you will see every public team has its own team goal, like exploration or building, which will help you find other like-minded players more easily. Public teams can have up to 4 members. As long as there is an open slot, you can click one of those teams in the list to join it immediately. So, basically what you'd expect. You go into the social menu, any active teams that are not fully completed. Basically, you have 4 people on a team, so if there's less than that on the team, you can just say, yep, that's the one I want to join, and go and join it. You can also see where these teams are on the map as well, which we'll touch on in just a moment as well. There's something that's worth a little query here, I have to admit, and that's the building target. If you set up a public team to build, there's some protective measures in place later on that we'll get to that basically stop public teams from building or influencing other team members' workshops. Well, other team members' camps, I should say. So I'm guessing the building one only applies to public workshops. I don't think they've made that very clear. But as I say, they've got protections in place so that if you're in a public team, nobody can come in and start messing around with your camp. If you want to have your teammates be able to build in your camp, you have to stick with a regular old private team. But yeah, I didn't think that was particularly well explained, so I thought I'd touch on that here. So, have a quick look at the social menu and the public teams tab here. You see you've got create new team as an option, and then a couple of open teams already there, hunting and an events-based team. And we'll see on the left we've got a few more details about the team we're currently looking at, which is the event one, including the bonds available, which basically are how the bonuses work. We'll have a look at that in a moment, and who the team leader is as well. And as I say, you can show them on the map, so you'll be able to find out where they are and what they're doing as well. Give you all the information you need to make your choice, so that's cool. So, you can take a look at the in-game map to check out where public teams are in the world. Team leaders will display special icons on the map showing their current team goal, and you can click on them to see additional details or join their team directly. So, if you don't want to go through your social menu, faff around with that, you can just click on somebody on the map, if you happen to spot them there, for example. All more or less in the same place anyway, but it's another option for joining teams, so that's always good. So, creating your own public team. If you don't find what you're looking for in the list or map, you can hit the Create New Team button to kick off a public team of your own. Next, you'll need to select a goal for your team, which you see just down below. There are currently 6 of them available to choose from. Hunting, roleplay, events, exploration, building, or casual. You and your teammates will receive a buff based on the theme of your team goal, so choose carefully to make sure you attract teammates who share your ambitions. So the benefits are a mixed bag really, but we'll see them, as I say, in a bit more detail here. Let's see, become a public team member. This is the select a goal page. It gives you all the details on basically what they're looking to do and the bonuses you'll get for doing it. So hunting is basically legendary hunting, specifically, because all the bonus XP you get is centered on legendary kills. Roleplay is a charisma benefit. Events are bonus event XP. Exploration gives you bonus endurance. Building teams give you bonus intelligence, and a casual team, which presumably is intended for all other things, any kind of flexible stuff, will give you bonus luck. So personally, I have a mixed bag here. Bonus XP for legendary kills on a hunting team, that makes sense, I'm fine with that. Legendary creatures are the main thing you probably want to hunt in a team, so yeah, that makes sense, that's cool. More reliable legendary loot drops would be nice, but then again, that also kind of shuts out people who don't like doing these things in teams, so we don't really want to see players penalised for not teaming up. It's probably the right way to go, giving bonus XP. But if you're hunting legendary creatures, that's still going to be relatively minimal anyway, so swings and roundabouts. Bonus charisma for roleplay, it makes sense, but not particularly useful in my personal opinion. Bonus event XP, again, makes complete sense. You're going to go and do events, you might as well get XP from those events, or bonus XP, that's fine. Actually, thinking about the charisma, most of the charisma perks are based around you being in a team, so that's actually kind of not the worst thing ever, I suppose, thinking about it. Exploration gives you bonus endurance. This one, in my humble opinion, is probably the crappiest one. Not sure what they could have put there instead, maybe bonus XP for discovering new locations, that might have been better, but bonus endurance is what we've got for now, and not particularly blown away by that one personally. Building, as I say, this is presumably only on public workshops because you won't be able to do it in private camps, but you get bonus intelligence to that. Again, not overwhelming, slight kick up to your overall XP gain while you're in the team, that's about it. Not a significant one though, so that's pretty meh really in my opinion. And the casual one gives you bonus luck, which is also pretty meh, really. I mean, you get better quality items dropping based on your luck, so that's about that. But all in all, I suppose if you're not specific on what you want to do, it's kind of hard to pick an ideal thing to give a bonus to. And of course they are optional as well, so there is that. But yeah, bonus endurance, intelligence and luck particularly are a little underwhelming as group rewards, in my opinion. But I suspect hunting and events are most likely to be the most commonly seen groups, possibly casual behind that, but as a general rule, I think those would be the two most popular categories, so it makes sense that those have probably got the best rewards, or is probably not such a bad thing that they do, rather. So, once you've selected your goal, your public team will be created, and all players in your current world will receive a notification that a new public team is available. Much like with events, it will kind of pop up in the top corner, at least that's the impression I get from this. And that excludes players you may have blocked, or players that have blocked you, obviously. So the blocking system is still in place, it's still working, so those people that you don't want around, who've maybe caused trouble or whatever that you've blocked, you don't need to worry about them showing up in your public team, and they're already pre-blocked for you, which is good. With any luck, your team will soon fill up with some friendly faces, and you can take on Appalachia as a group. And after being on a team together for a short time, you and your new teammates will begin to form bonds. I would like to know how long this short time is, but in short, a little while after you join a team, you will see the icon above the name, which you can see in this little section here, a little locked together bond icon that will show that you are earning the bonuses. So basically it runs up to a 4 times bonus. So when you've got 2 team members who are bonded together, you get the 2 times bonus. 3 team members will get you 3. Full team will get the 4 times bonus. Obviously, one person on their own won't get any bonuses whatsoever on account of it not being a team. So there we go. So here are all the current team goals and the bonuses that are associated with them. You'll get the base bonus just for being on a public team, and each bonded teammate adds another stack of the bonus. For a hunting team, you get bonus 25% XP for legendary kills, up to 100% for a fully bonded team. Roleplay, charisma, up 1 for starting off, and up to 4. Events, 25 XP for completing events, and up to 100% for a fully bonded team. Exploration, +1 to +4. Intelligence, for building, +1 to +4. Casual, +1 to luck, all the way up to +4. So, yeah, same. So, yeah, in short, when a group spends a little bit of time together, they get the bonus based on how many people are in the group. That's fine. So, want to change things up? Don't worry, you're not stuck with the goal you picked when you started your team. Multiple public teams of the same type can coexist in a world. Makes sense. And you're free to switch your team goal at any time using the social menu. Just make sure to give your teammates a heads up when you do. Basically, it's polite is what they're implying here. If you need to make a roster change, you also have the ability to kick or block any players from your team who don't turn out to be very nice. So, there's a polite way of putting it, but yeah. Basically, Bethesda confirming there that all the protections from regular groups are still in place, and also from regular play, of course, as well. So, yeah, any troublemakers, you are quite capable of giving the boot. I assume the control is held with the team leader there, but we'll see in more detail when we actually get to it. On the other hand, if the team leader turns out to be the problem, that would be something of a problem. So I'm guessing it might be a vote system. That's the usual way other games do this sort of thing. So we'll have to see that in a bit more detail when we actually get to it. But the fact that the facility is there is good. It's what we need. Normal private teams, as you know them today, will still be available after public teams arrive. Any team you form through a direct invite or from the main menu will begin as a private team. So unless you specifically form a public team, you'll be in a private one. Or unless you specifically join one, of course. However, once you're in-game, you can then choose to turn your private team into a public one using the social menu, which is good, so that's your additional functionality. In fact, it's the best way to ensure your friends get guaranteed spots in your public team, or rather the best way to do that is to invite them to a private team, then set it to public and have the rest of the slots fill up. Which is, yeah, sensible. That's forward-thinking and a good way of doing it. See, if you've just got yourself and one friend who wants to play, but you would like to get the full group bonuses, you can open up the rest of the group slots. Cool. So, there'll be a couple of differences between private teams and public teams that will help prevent strangers from messing with your stuff. This is the other security side of things, protections for players against those who have less than positive motives. So, while in a public team, you and your teammates will not be able to build in each other's camps, as I mentioned before. Additionally, you cannot open locked doors or containers that your public teammates have built without becoming wanted, so as per, basically they won't be able to unlock anything in your camp. Finally, we have adjusted the rules of Team PvP for both private and public teams, so that a team member who engages in PvP with an outside player, not inside the group, will no longer flag the whole group as targets for PvP. So basically, nobody can drag you into it if you don't want to, if you're in a public group. Let's presumably, yes, from the look at this applies to private teams as well. So if you have a team and you're in a team, one player decides to start shooting some random player who jogs on by, it won't harm you in any way. You won't become wanted, you won't become a target for PvP either, which is good. It means nobody can drag you into it, which is the general idea. So we can't wait to bring public team system in update 20. If you own Fallout 76 on PC through Bethesda, you can try out public teams right now in the public test server. Once you do, be sure to let us know what you think on the PTS forum. We're going. All in all, reasonably well considered, I think that. Excuse me. Yeah, they've gone through this well. They've made sure all the necessary protections in place. It looks like it should function reasonably well. The feedback, I'm getting the impression anyway, that the feedback from the PTS has been pretty solid with it, so they're pushing on with it, which is good to hear. And for those who are particularly keen on joining teams and making new friends, that sort of thing, it's an option to get a few little bonuses along the way as well, which is cool. And if you don't want to, you're getting some additional protections as a member of a private team, which is always cool. And you can carry on in your merry little way, doing whatever you want to do as well. So, all in all, I think for the most part, they've covered all the important points here. They've done a reasonably good job of it. It looks pretty well thought out. A couple of slightly iffy bits, but I think that's more of an explanation than a not being thought out thing. So we'll have to see when those actually go live, unless you want to check it on the PTS, which of course you can do if you've got the game on Bethesda now. So, one little wrap up for this video. Let's look back at Fasnacht 2020. So the seasonal event wrapped up early last week, and the Fallout 76 community partied hard. So now that the parade is over, the dutiful bots of Helvetia have put their decorations away until next time. We've gathered up a few stats from the event that we thought you might find interesting. So, fastest event completion is 9 minutes. Pretty quick. That's, I think that's a combination of getting lucky and somebody having all the necessary components already in their inventory. So at least you just run straight to the bot, clear off the marker, run straight to the next bot and get moving, get them all heading to the start line as fast as possible. That'll be my guess, but that's pretty darn fast. I think the fastest I did it was probably around about 15, so not impossible, but there's definitely some luck involved in that. Can't imagine many people got the time that low. So, total number of Fasnacht masks earned, 8,646,507. Just a couple then. That's a heck of a lot of masks. Would have liked a few more of the rare ones, or any of the rare ones. No, to be fair, I think I did get one rare mask out of my various runs through, but in the grand scheme, I didn't go through it all that many times. I did pick up, I think, the overwhelming majority of the plans, so that's cool. And of course, it'll be back again in less than a year, because hopefully next year it will actually be on time. They shouldn't be having a massive update around about the time Fasnacht should be coming out, so yeah, probably on track for next year. So, the most popular mask was apparently the Jester mask. What I'd like to know here is whether or not that's most popular in the sense that most people chose to wear it, or most popular in the sense that it's the one that most people were awarded, or awarded the most. I think I got more Sun masks than Jester masks, but Jester masks were definitely second, so I got a lot of those. So if you haven't got one and you want one, head over to my camp. Won't be long until they appear in my player vending. Percent of all nukes dropped on Helvetia, 3%. So during that period, 3% of all the nukes dropped landed on Helvetia. Fair enough. And finally, there were 224,905 Fasnacht donuts eaten. Bit of a random fact to throw there in on the end there, but all good. Right. Short and sweet, not massively overbearing amount of news today, but good to see some more details regarding the public team system. I know there are quite a few people out there who are looking forward to that, and very much up for engaging with that. As I say, probably not that sort of thing for me, but that is fine. And looks like they've covered all the bases here, considered all the important points, so good on Bethesda for that. They've done, assuming all goes according to plan, which we'll see in a couple of weeks, they look to have done a pretty good job on it, which is cool. And looking quickly over here, of course, there's the Atomic Shop weekly update at the bottom of this blog post as well. There's some fairly cool new things in the Atomic Shop this week, which are worth a little look at, so always cool. But yeah, all in all, I think that's pretty positive. Hopefully we get a good bit of news next week on the Fallout 76 seasons, the Season Pass stuff. We've had a good look at it once already, but I think they've said more details on, excuse me, more details on the rewards that are coming with that Season Pass, or with the first Season Pass, will be revealed next week, I assume. So definitely something to look forward to there. Looking for more details on that. Something I'm looking forward to having a crack at. Yeah, I think we can reasonably conclude from this that the patch will likely be at the end of the month. So I think with the news about seasons still to come, we can assume that'll be next Thursday, which is the 25th. So my guess is the 30th, the last day of June, in fact, will be patch day. Obviously, they haven't actually said here. Who knows, there might end up being another delay to it, but I'm going to go with a conservative estimate that that's what they're aiming at. We shall see. So, that's quite enough rambling. I think we've covered all the points there, so I do hope you found that useful and informative. If you did, please do hit those buttons for me. It's always very, very much appreciated. Social media links down in the description if you want to catch up with me over there. And if you're really enjoying the content, then we have a merch store down in the description as well, and you can consider becoming a channel member as well if you'd like to support the channel that way. It's always hugely appreciated. So thank you very much to everybody who's already done that. For now, I'll say thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.